Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to look at Family Business, a card game for 2 to 6 players for ages 8 and up, with the average play time being about 30 minutes. Now, I learned how to play this game in my recent trip to Game Masters for International Tabletop Day, and a bunch of folks there were kind enough to show me the game, and I honestly had a lot of fun. Now, in this particular game, what you're going to be doing, it's an elimination style game, so it may not appeal to everybody. But every person in this game, or every player in this game, gets a family, basically of mobster cards. And what you're going to be trying to do is you're going to be trying to safeguard those family members, while at the same time trying to place your opponent's family members onto this hit list to try and eliminate them from the game. So, with that said, let's just take a brief moment to look at the components and see how the game is played. Alright, now here's a brief snapshot of the components. For the most part, you've got 2 decks of cards. You've got mobster cards and you've got action cards. Mobster cards are just strictly a player's life force, if you will. Basically just portable life counters. There are 6 different colors, 6 different families, and there are 9 mobster cards per family or per color. So in this case, if we take a brief look at blue here, you'll find that there are 9 mobster cards in this Capone mob, and you'll see different characters, and it's important to note that they don't have any sort of special ability or anything like that. The same with the colors. There is no special abilities associated with these different families. They're just sort of aesthetic in nature so that players can keep track of which family belongs to which player. You've got green here, you've got black, and if you look at these other cards, there's purple, red, and yellow. As far as the action cards are concerned, there are 3 different types, and they're actually broken up into 3 different colors, so you can tell the difference between them pretty easily. There's red, blue, and green. Your red cards are your attack cards. Basically, these are the cards that you'll want to play to add someone else's family members to a hit list, which I'll show you in a minute. The blue cards are your counter cards. Basically, if you want to stop someone from playing one of these red cards, for example, you would play a blue card to counter, sort of like a counter card would work in Magic the Gathering. It can be played at any time. Finally, these green ones here are your rescue cards. If you've already got a mobster or family member on the hit list, you can use these green cards to sort of get them out of the hit list. So, again, 3 different card types: red, blue, green, attack, counter, and rescue. Now, normally I don't include the box insert, but it actually serves a purpose in this game. There's actually 2. There's a rest in peace pile. Basically, it's a discard pile for any dead mobsters. And finally, the side of the box here actually serves as the wall where these mobsters will be lined up to be eliminated. And there's actually an imaginary queue that forms along the side of the box. It's sort of a row from the wall, so that as players are eliminated from, or as mobsters are eliminated from the game, they move up in turn, and then the next one lines up against the wall. And I'll show you how all of that works in a minute. Now, what you see before you is a typical 2-player game setup. Basically, each player will just simply choose a family or a color and place their 9 mobster cards face up in front of them, again, as sort of as visible / movable life force counters. Again, they're going to be moving from your own pile onto the hit list and sometimes back off, so hence the term movable life point counters. And when a player runs out of these cards and there's no more on the hit list, they are eliminated from the game. Now, besides that, each player will take 5 cards from the shuffled action card deck to form their starting hand. Now, on a player's turn, what they'll do is they'll just simply take a card from the action deck to add to their hand, and they'll have a choice. They can either play a card or they can discard a card. Now, in this case, the player will go ahead and, let's just go ahead and play this contract. This contract card says, place an opponent's mobster on the hit list. Now, he'll just go ahead and discard that card, and then he'll go ahead and choose someone to add to the hit list. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, that this player has no blue cards to counter that. So in this case, he'll just pick a card at random and place it onto the wall like so. The first mobster to be added to the hit list is lined up on the wall, and subsequent cards are then lined up sort of to form a queue. Now, that'll end this player's turn, and it'll start this player's turn. So let's go ahead and draw a card to start their turn. And we'll go ahead and take a look here and see what they have. And let's say that the player wants to go ahead and play this contract card. Now, there are some cards that have the word no, either up here or down here. Basically, that just prevents particular blue cards from canceling this out. Just for the sake of argument, let's just do one that doesn't have any. And we'll go ahead and play that. And now this player can go ahead and choose someone to add to the hit list. And let's just say that this player does not like that. So he'll go ahead and play a counter to that. With this family influence. Cancels the effect of any one contract, save one mobster. So he'll play that, discard that, and that'll prevent this player from adding one of his mobsters to the queue. Now, whenever a player plays one of these blue cards, it instantly becomes their turn, skipping anyone else that might be next in line. And whenever you do play a blue card, you actually get to draw twice. One to replace the blue card that you played, and another one because it is the start of your turn now. So now this player should have 6 cards, which they do, and they can go ahead and make their move. Double contract. Place 2 of any one opponent's mobsters on the hit list. So he'll go ahead and play that, discard that, and now 2 cards will be played like so. And this player could, in theory, try and find something to cancel that. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, that they don't. And this will continue back and forth until certain things happen to start a mob war. Now, a mob war, basically, it's nothing fancy. It just means that you can start eliminating cards from this queue. And there are a number of different things that actually cause mob wars to happen. During a mob war, at the start of every player's turn, the mobster currently lined up against the wall will be eliminated. So if it is this player's turn, there are 6 cards here, and I'll go over the conditions in a minute. But let's just assume that there is a mob war in progress, and it is now this player's turn. At the start of this player's turn, the next one in line will be eliminated. They'll go ahead and take their turn as normal. All of these will be moved up. And let's just say that they play their card, take their turn, whatever the case is, and now it is this player's turn. Now the next card in line will be killed off, and the next mobster will be lined up against the wall until basically the entire hit list is eliminated, in which case the mob war ends. So you're probably wondering, what starts a mob war? Well, there's actually 5 different ways that a mob war can start. The first thing is playing a mob war card. Somewhere in this deck is a mob war card, allowing a mob war to start prematurely. The second way that a mob war can happen is by playing a vendetta card. Again, there is a special card in the deck that will allow a mob war to start. Playing an ambush card, again, another card in the deck that allows mob wars to start. And on top of that, 2 cards will then line up against the wall and be eliminated at the start of every turn. So it makes the queue sort of move a lot faster. The fourth thing, having 6 or more mobsters on the hit list, which what you just saw in this previous example here. And cards will just continue to die off until it's empty. And finally, having 6 or fewer mobsters left in the game. Let's just say that all of these cards are eliminated, or whatever the case is, and they're all killed off. And as you can see, there are now 6 mobsters in play. You've got 1 here, and 4 on the hit list. That satisfies that condition. So it'll be a never-ending mob war until someone actually wins the game. Now, I admittedly didn't really show you what the different cards do, and I'm not going to go over all of them, but here's just a few samples. This Mob War card, for example, starts a Mob War, Double Cross, place 1 mobster from all opponents on the hit list. Double Contract, you've seen that one already. Priority Contract, place an opponent's mobster first on the hit list. So it basically bypasses the queue, placing them right on the wall. So that's pretty powerful if you're trying to get rid of someone quickly. St. Valentine's Day Massacre. This is a powerful card. It'll execute all mobsters on the hit list. So yeah, play that one at your own risk, folks. Truce, this is a green card. Ends a mob war, but mob war restarts if conditions are still present. Federal Crackdown, return all mobsters on the hit list to their players. Intrigue, rearrange the order of the hit list, take it on the lam, remove a mobster from the hit list. Payoff, return all of one player's mobsters from the hit list. The blue cards now, Mob Power, reverse effect of any one contract. Finger cancels 1 Take It on the Lam, which was a green card. Safe House cancels 1 Vendetta. Family Influence cancels the effect of any 1 contract. So yeah, these are just some examples, and I don't think I actually mentioned this earlier, but the red cards and the green cards can only be played on your turn, whereas the blue ones are sort of instants that can be played at any time. And that's all there is to it. Players will continue taking turns until they are the last one standing. Whoever is wins. It's a very easy game to play, very easy to get into too. And even though there's elimination and killing off mobsters involved, it's very family friendly. There's no violent card art or anything like that. So this could be played by kids. I will note, however, that you do have to pick people to eliminate as you're playing these contracts. So if you've got a bunch of sore losers in your group or people that aren't mature enough to handle being picked on, there may be some issues. So I only recommend really playing this in a mature group setting. But if you've got some kids that can play nice, then go for it. So, yeah, I didn't cover all the rules here, but this should give you an idea as to how to play the game. You can check out my review at www.dadsgamingaddiction.com, where you can click on the links in the below description. That'll take you there as well. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.